Awake my heart, the mighty attestation. God hath raised up Jesus. Acts 13:33. Tested by the sound cannons of historical inquiry. The bodily resurrection of the crucified, dead, and buried Jesus really happened. In conjunction with what happened on Calvary, it becomes the most significant act of God in history. It is the decisive divine testimony to Jesus Christ. It proclaims with finality the absolute virtue of his life and the absolute value of his death. As an atonement for sin, moreover, when God raised Jesus from the dead, he thereby declared to the human race that Jesus is his standard for human life. Jesus is the man God accepts, and God's acceptance of Jesus as the standard means his repudiation of all others as such. Jesus Christ is the one in whom the divine ideal for man is embodied. Jesus Christ is the one in whom the divine purpose are perfectly realized. His resurrection proclaims this. It proclaims him God's ideal man, the representative man of God's new order, which shall ultimately cover the whole earth. It proclaims him the one who alone is accepted of God, as true king of our human race. The Alexanders and Caesars of old, the Napoleons and Hitlers and stallions of modern times have envisaged world conquest. They have all failed, inevitably so, for they themselves were conquered by sin and by death. All other such are bound to fail and perish, for Jesus Christ is God's appointed world ruler, attested by resurrection as the one who has conquered both sin and death. It was not simply the might of opposing armies and navies and air fleets which defeated Hitler and his frightful Nazi war machine in the Second World War, but the purpose of God in the risen Christ. But because Christ was raised from the dead, the Nazi swastika could never wave over the world, and for that same reason the communist hammer and sickle will never wave in world domination. Proud little Hitler, with his jackboot on the neck of capitulated France, looked across the English Channel and said with mock sorrow, "I am sorry fate has decreed that I should end the British Empire, but the blaspheming dictator misread the decree. If he had turned to Psalm 2, he would have read the real decree. I will declare the decree. Jehovah hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day I begot thee. Ask of me, I shall give unto thee the nations for thine inheritance, earth's utmost bounds thy possession." So Jehovah has pre-covenanted world dominion to him. Meanwhile, his resurrection pledges it. That is why Hitler licked the dust. That is why the Kremlin must fail. In Acts 13:33, from which our text is taken, Paul tells us that the words, "Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee," refer to his resurrection. His resurrection yesterday guarantees his world dominion tomorrow. Between the yesterday of resurrection and the tomorrow of world dominion, he is the living Savior of today to all who call upon him. Yes, God hath raised up Jesus. This is the one big fact of the past which gives the one big hope for the future.